Mental health means that, well, I mean, first of all, it's a thing. I mean, it's just mental health. There can be good, there can be bad mental health. So it's a real thing, and it's something that I think a lot of people don't always look at as a real thing. I've struggled with anxiety for probably my whole life, but I only really recently knew that, and I think started to experience it stronger on probably as little as a few months ago. But then for me, I think most obviously it's manifested itself as being important to me in that one of my friends just recently took his life this past summer. And so then it really became real for me, and it really became painful for me, and it really became a passion of mine to talk to people about the importance of mental health. I wouldn't say that I ever really felt pain or, anything too detrimental until Nick killed himself. And when that happened, for one thing, I mean, it hurt me deeply personally because he was my best friend. But on another level, I think I realized how literally deadly poor mental health can be. Right now, mental health to me is something that I think I'm combating a little bit. It's not something that I think is in the healthiest state for me that it could be in, but it's a work in progress, and it's something that I'm doing better with. Nick was hilarious. He was the funniest guy I ever knew. He was the wittiest person I ever knew. He was my first friend in high school. I was a pretty weird kid, still am. But Nick was weird too, and weird in the same way. Our sense of humor was identical, and he made me laugh harder than anyone I've ever met, for sure. And I always made it my goal to make him laugh, because I knew that if I could make him laugh, then I said something really funny, because he was hilarious, and he was super kind. He was a really strong believer, even seeing some of the things he had written before he did it, he was still talking about how he was reading his Bible and trying to grow closer to the Lord. And so overall, he was just an incredible person and the funniest kid in our friend group. And he really had a heart for adventure and outdoors, and he was just this small, short, skinny ginger, but he was a great guy, and no adventure was too big for him, I'd say. I want people to remember his humor and just the type of person he was and how funny he was, and what a really good guy he was. He would give you the shirt off his back and then some. He loved Jesus. He pursued a personal relationship with Jesus. He was a role model to a lot of kids. He was a role model to me. Just an amazing guy. And the other thing that I want to remember, or maybe don't want to remember in any way, is what he did. I mean, it's important to know what he did and why he did it, but it's something that we must not glorify or dwell on. And that is not how we should remember Nick, because that wasn't who Nick was. That was a sickness. And what he did, I don't believe he really acted of his own accord. He was sick, and the sickness took over his mind, and that's what he did. And it sucks because it's a selfish choice, because I do believe ultimately he had a choice. It's a selfish choice, it's a devastating choice, but that's not what we should talk about, and I don't think we should ever talk about that act and glorify it in any way. There's a song by 21 Pilots that just came out on their new album called Neon Gravestones, and it's really just all about, let's celebrate the life of somebody when this happens and not talk about or glorify how they did it, how they ended their life, why they ended their life, but talk about their life before that. And even one step further, if you're not comfortable asking your friends for, how they're doing mental health-wise, you can still help somebody's mental health by just celebrating their life while they're still alive. That's what the song is about in the second half, is understanding that life should be celebrated at all times and encouraged and supported at all times, not just after the person has died. Like, let's not wait for that to happen. Let's not wait for a tragedy. Let's celebrate life now. Tell those that we love them. And tell them what a great life they're living. And not wait until it's too late.